Like fuck taxes. Hey you all, my name is Dreamy and today we're doing a get ready with me and we're going to be talking about what I learned from my tax guy this year. I actually paid for someone just because I felt ignorant and uneducated in filing my taxes, and I just kind of want to pass along some of the knowledge that I got from him that I thought would be really helpful and to share. This is going to be me just talking about taxes specifically as a cam model and an adult content creator. So if you are working in other fields of sex work, this may not fully apply to you. I would like to actually do a video on just like taxes, filing taxes in general. I just read like a really interesting article in the Washington Post about a woman who I think her name was Mia Lee, and she worked a lot with escorts. She was actually I don't want to tell her story wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was working a 9-to-5. She left her job to be a full-time sex worker, an escort, I think specifically, and she then started giving advice to sex workers and making a YouTube series about how to file them and the importance of filing them. And then it kind of turned into her doing one-on-ones specifically with sex workers, escorts, strippers, and helping them kind of like heal that financial part of their career, because some of these women hadn't paid their taxes in like years. And I don't know, it was just really interesting. I think it's an important conversation and I just want to pass the knowledge on. If you have anything else that you would like to add or you feel like I may be wrong about, because you know, I'm just a girl on the internet just trying to pass along some knowledge. So if I'm wrong, obviously please correct me, or if you have any additional advice, please comment down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. So I'm streaming today. I'm tired. It's rough out here. Okay, I learned this tip not too long ago. It was actually, I don't think I saw it on TikTok. I think I saw it on Twitter, but it's like that woman who walks around New York and she asks other women like what their like top like beauty secrets are. And this woman said, because she has super oily skin, she takes a little bit of translucent powder and she puts it on her skin before she does her makeup. And so that's what we're doing. And don't ever forget your neck. Okay, anyway, this is not a makeup tutorial. We're talking about taxes. First things first is you want to put aside at least 30% of what you're bringing in. Now, that's easier said than done when you're trying to heal your finances. And that is easier said than done. I totally recognize that. What I do is I open up a American Express savings account, and it's all done online. You can just open one up, and then I link it with my bank account, and every Monday and Friday I have $200 withdraw from my account into that account. So that is a high yield savings account, so it's going to acquire interest as you keep money in it. So it's just, you're kind of just like making a dollar or two the more that you put it in, which is good. You're having your money work for you. And that has been the most successful thing for me to be able to save money and put money away. And you can make a whole bunch of different accounts on that, and you can have $100 go towards your savings, $100 go to your taxes. Now, I've worked myself up to doing $400 a week. I started with just like $100 a week, and then as I've grown, I've added it in. The biggest thing that's helped me with healing, like having that money get like removed from my account, because you're gonna feel like broke there at the beginning, but the truth is that you're not actually broke. You just have your money sitting in a different account. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and you'll be surprised how quickly that like adds up, and next thing you know, you have like, you know, $1,000 in your savings and all of that. So that's my next tip, is to make sure that you're investing into yourself. Anything that you're putting towards your work is going to help have, you know, either a better experience for your fan base, and also it's just going to give you better quality work. So he was like, you know, instead of buying Amazon lingerie, maybe we buy you know, Victoria's Secret, which I will never support Victoria's Secret personally again, but you know, you get my gist. It was just, he was just using an example. So kind of stuff like that, you know, saving and investing in a nice camera. I cook a lot on stream, so he told me that having like a content calendar would be like really good for that type of stuff, because then you can buy the food, just kind of like, I mark it. I'm starting to save my receipts. I just mark it on the receipt of what I use. I put the date that I streamed that kind of like cooking show, and then I can write off on that food, because honestly, food is fucking expensive. And if any of y'all have seen my streams, I'm kind of just doing like what I would do just chilling at home. It's not always like me being sexual unless I'm like getting tipped for it. So yeah, he was like, you know, there's a lot of gray areas, but having a content calendar most of the time will like save your ass. And let me show you mine. I have one. If you're a tech person, it's like great. You can do like a Words document. I am not. I spilled coffee on this. But this is my work calendar for June. I started in June. Any ideas that I have for content, I'll kind of put here, which is nice because I'm shit at remembering things. So it's nice to kind of have to jot down ideas as they come in. And like you can see right here on like my food stream this month was that it was a night show. It has the date. I have the receipt to match it. You know, doing like pedicures. If you're like a foot content creator, hey, I got my pedicure on this day, save your receipt. And then you can mark on your content calendar like, hey, I made a like foot job video on this day, you know, from the money that I invested in this pedicure, so it would look good for like my content. So like you all kind of get the gist. So writing it down, saving that document, and then I like printing it out at the end of the year and putting it in like my 2024 tax file, just in case anything were to happen with an audit. I went home to my mom's and I wrote down all the hours that I worked. I had to talk to him about that because like I didn't go home specifically to make content, but I did work while I was there. So I don't know if I'm able to write off like the gas on that and stuff. So yeah, that was a great tip that I thought that he gave me. Hi. Okay, and the next thing that he told me is that I needed brand deals, which I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like fast fashion and all of that. So it would have to be the right brand deal for me to, you know, consider going with it. But I'm not gonna really talk too much about that because I've never had a brand deal. But he says that brand deals would help. My like biggest thing is that I don't have any dependents to basically write off taxes on. He says that I'm just bringing in a good amount of money and not investing enough into it, but also not having anything to kind of like be able to like really write off. So that's kind of what's hurting me when it comes to paying my taxes. So I'm investing way more this year. And I'm also just like financially in a better spot. I told him, I was like, I feel like I've been in survival mode for the past, like since I moved to San Diego. And the end of probably like halfway through 2023 is where I felt like I actually got some traction and like being more grounded and solid, have like a better foundation when it came to my finances. And so yeah, I'm excited for this year, and I'm also just like proud of myself, to be honest. He did recommend me taking a marketing class, which I did, and I will tag it down below. It just was a free 10-hour class on YouTube. And I probably only watched 5 of it because he goes through all the different marketing styles, which didn't all pertain to me, so I wasn't gonna sit there and educate myself on them if it wasn't something that I felt like I was going to want to use and utilize. Yeah, I was surprised on how, like, as I was listening and watching it, how I was like, oh, like that's that type of marketing. Well, like this is how it could pertain to me and what I could do, which I will make another video on how to kind of upsell and market yourself better. It's something I've been thinking about for a while and I just haven't done. So yeah, educating yourself on marketing. I graduated high school and went straight to cosmetology. I'm not like, I don't know, I kind of just not that educated on that type of stuff, and I struggled in school when it came to like my grades. Like I was a C average student, so there's already like kind of a lack mindset that surrounds me when it comes to money and taxes, because I'm uneducated and it feels overwhelming, and I don't know, it kind of just felt like more of a thing of self-care to just go ahead and pay someone. And a little bit about my experience with him is that I did tell him that I was a sex worker and what I did, which was no problem. I do think, I don't know if that kind of like attributes to the fact that I am in California, and I think that being a sex worker in the adult industry is a little bit more normalized here. But it was no problem. He has other SW clients, and he was really nice, made me feel very comfortable. The first, he was like $140 for every 30 minutes, and I think it was like $160 if you did virtually. I do want to tell you all how much it costs and how much I paid for him. So when I first went in, I'm with his new client, so we just went in and had a consultation, and we spent about 45 minutes in that consultation, so that was $240 there. Very educational. That's where he just sat down with me and told me all the things that I could deduct and all the things he would need from me, and figuring out my finances and how much I spent on gas, my phone bill. I'm a solo content creator, so if you're someone who collaborates, that gas driving towards to wherever you have to go to collaborate, the miles, how much you drove, any work that you've done or maintenance on your car. So all of those things were he wanted to make sure that I had. And then he told me about like the marketing, of course, and the content calendar and things that in the future I can be mindful of to help me when it comes to these deductions to my business. So I just paid for the extension, which was $75. And then I went back to him probably almost 2 months later. I had family stuff. I went back in June and gave him all the paperwork and the information that he asked. I was there for another hour. I had 2023 and 2024. I'm sorry, 2022 and 2023 taxes to do. So I had 2, so it took a little bit longer. And yeah, that was kind of my whole experience. I paid about $500, $480 for those 2 visits, and I'm going to go back again next year, and I'll probably add on opening an LLC. So, and I will make another video about that. Okay, and so I did owe thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the government. I still owe thousands of dollars to the government, so I just, you know, did an installment plan, and I did go ahead and pay quarterly, so that's what I'm gonna start doing. You pay, I think it's, actually I have the paperwork right here. I paid my June 17th one, and then the next one of this year is going to be September 16th. And then of course like the January one is next. And then it will be in June of next year, September. This can look different. Like my mom, she pays monthly into her taxes, like a couple hunk of money. So if you're really bringing in money, that could also be an option for you as well. But I am making taxes my motherfucking bitch this year, and I mean that with my whole chest. Okay, this is my my blush that broke, and so it just sits in a bag, and I think that's honestly it. I may just talk to you now. I am doing research on DCMA and takedown. I'm honestly like pretty uneducated on it. I'll talk a little on it. If you stream, your content is going to end up on other sites. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm pretty sure I talk about that a little bit in the Chatterbait breakdown of the website, but because they have like a little question saying, hey, are we allowed to advertise you on third-party sites? And I think when you stream and that content gets leaked, I think that is Chatterbait advertising, because there are people who are like, yeah, I found you on SpankBank, and I'm like, I've never streamed on SpankBank. So you're watching content that's like, you know, has been uploaded without my permission, or that is just CB. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that if you take all the links and put it in an email and send it to Chatterbait, I'm pretty sure they will take it down, do what they can to take it down. It doesn't hurt to try. Just kind of like message them and be like, yo, like my shit's getting leaked, like what the fuck? Because at some point within your growth, you're like, there's all this free content, like how much money am I missing out on? Like if I did pay to have someone monitor like the content that's getting leaked for me when I'm streaming, like what would that do for my money and people actually just like looking for me on the site where I actually stream on and would like them to support? So yes, it did bother me, but I just felt like no matter what I did, it wasn't getting any better. Now, if it was my OnlyFans content, I would feel way different about that, and I wouldn't be very chill. OnlyFans content would be an absolute no-go for me, but I just kind of feel like that's the third-party advertising that CB kind of tells you about. There is 2 brands that you can look into. One's called Rulta, RULTA.com, and then there's also one specifically, I'm pretty sure, for sex workers, that is Branded Scan. So I think like 4 usernames was like 300 something, and then one was like $100 a month. Now Branded Scan, I'm pretty sure they are specifically for sex workers, and they quoted me, I think it was like $375, $350 a month for me to use their services, which right now is just not something that I want to invest in. That is a tax write-off though, if you want to invest into it. There are other things that I would like to get for work, like a nicer camera so I can stop filming so much on my phone. Just have better quality, even just like for videos and pictures. I want to get back into therapy. You know, it's just like I want to get my savings in order. So if you feel as though that's like something that you want to invest in, absolutely. It is something eventually that I will invest in, but it's just not right now. Anyway, this is the finished look. I haven't streamed in a while. I slept in braids last night so I wouldn't have to do anything with my hair. She's on her last day. I don't know, we may push it. We may push it one more day. The look. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if I said anything that was, you're like, nah girl, that's not right. Like this is what it is. Like, just tell me. I like to educate myself too. I'm always open to learning. If you have anything extra, you can comment down below. And yeah, I had fun hanging. This is kind of cute to do, right? Okay, anyway. Like, subscribe. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will see you in the next video.